When people hear the phrase Cold War, they usually imagine a world divided by ideology, a world of nuclear missiles, pause, spy networks, pause, and military alliances. During the 20th century, the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union defined global politics, but the rivalry shaping the 21st century looks very different. Today, the most important strategic competition in the world is not primarily about ideology, it is about technology. Curious, two global powers are racing to dominate the technologies that will define the future of economic strength, military power, and political influence. On one side stands the United States. On the other side rises the rapidly growing technological giant, China. Unlike the Cold War of the 20th century, this new rivalry is not being fought with nuclear weapons. Instead, it is unfolding across semiconductor factories, artificial intelligence laboratories, and global digital networks. The winner of this technological competition could shape the balance of power for decades, and the consequences will reach far beyond Silicon Valley or Beijing. They will influence how economies grow, how wars are fought, and even how societies are governed. This is the story of the real US-China Cold War, a conflict not defined by missiles, but by microchips. For most of modern history, global power was measured by military strength. Empires dominated the world with powerful armies and naval fleets. Control of territory meant control of resources and trade. But in the modern era, something changed. Technology became the foundation of national power. Industrial innovation determined economic productivity. Scientific breakthroughs determined military capabilities. And digital infrastructure began to shape global communication and commerce. The country that leads in technology gains enormous advantages. It can build more advanced weapons. It can create stronger industries. And it can influence the global rules of innovation. For decades, the United States held a dominant position in this technological system. American universities, companies, and research laboratories produced many of the world's most important breakthroughs. From the internet to modern computing, American innovation reshaped the global economy. But over the past few decades, another country has begun to challenge that dominance: China. China's transformation over the past 40 years is one of the most dramatic economic stories in modern history. In the late 20th century, China was still largely a developing country. Its economy was smaller than many Western economies. Its technological capabilities were limited. But through decades of rapid industrialization, China built one of the largest manufacturing systems on Earth. Factories expanded across the country. Infrastructure projects connected cities and regions, and government policies encouraged technological development. Over time, Chinese companies began moving beyond manufacturing. They started designing their own products, building their own research centers, and competing directly with global technology leaders. Today, China is a major player in several critical industries: artificial intelligence, telecommunications, quantum computing, and advanced manufacturing. This rapid rise has forced American policymakers to reconsider how global technological competition works. For much of the 20th century, the United States assumed that its technological leadership would continue indefinitely. But China's progress has introduced a new reality. Technological dominance is no longer guaranteed. It must be defended. At the center of this competition lies one of the most important technologies in the modern world: semiconductors. Microchips power almost everything in the modern economy: smartphones, computers, cars, military systems, artificial intelligence. Without advanced semiconductors, modern technology simply cannot function. This makes semiconductor production one of the most strategically important industries in the world. The United States still holds strong advantages in semiconductor design and advanced manufacturing equipment, but global chip production depends on a complex international supply chain. Some of the most advanced chip fabrication occurs in Taiwan. Meanwhile, other critical components are produced across Asia and Europe. China has invested heavily in building its own semiconductor industry, but producing the most advanced chips requires extremely sophisticated manufacturing technology. And much of that technology still comes from companies closely connected to the United States and its allies. This has turned semiconductors into one of the most intense arenas of strategic competition between Washington and Beijing, because whoever controls the future of chip production may control the future of technology itself. In the past, economic competition and national security were often treated as separate issues, but in the modern technological era, the line between them has blurred. Advanced technology now shapes both economic prosperity and military power. Artificial intelligence can improve battlefield decision-making. Cyber capabilities can disrupt critical infrastructure. Space technology can influence communication and surveillance. Because of this, governments increasingly view technological leadership as a matter of national security. Policies once designed purely for economic growth are now part of geopolitical strategy. Export controls, research funding, and technology regulations have become tools of international competition. In many ways, technology itself has become a strategic weapon, not one that explodes like a missile, but one that quietly determines which countries lead the future. As tensions between the United States and China have grown, technological competition has intensified. Both countries are investing heavily in research and development. Both are attempting to strengthen their domestic technology industries, and both are trying to influence global technological standards. This dynamic increasingly resembles a modern version of the Cold War, not defined by nuclear arms races, but by technological innovation. Each side wants to ensure that its own technological ecosystem becomes the global standard, because whichever system dominates will shape the future of digital infrastructure worldwide. And that influence brings enormous strategic advantages. The rivalry between the United States and China is not simply about trade or diplomacy. It is about the technologies that will define the 21st century. From semiconductors to artificial intelligence, from quantum computing to space systems, the competition for innovation is reshaping global power. And this technological race may determine which country leads the world in the decades ahead. In today's world, power is measured not only by armies or economies. It is measured by something far smaller, a tiny square of silicon no larger than a fingernail, the semiconductor chip. These microscopic components power nearly every piece of modern technology, from smartphones and laptops to satellites and fighter jets, from artificial intelligence systems to the global financial networks that run the modern economy. Without semiconductors, modern civilization would simply stop functioning. And that is why these tiny chips have become the center of the technological rivalry between the United States and China. Because whoever controls the future of semiconductors may control the future of global power. To understand the strategic importance of semiconductors, we must first understand what they actually do. A semiconductor chip is essentially the brain of modern electronics. It processes information, it stores data, and it controls how devices function. Every modern technological system depends on them. Your smartphone contains dozens of chips. Your car may contain hundreds. Advanced military systems rely on the most powerful chips ever created. Missile defense systems, satellite networks, autonomous drones, artificial intelligence platforms, all depend on highly sophisticated semiconductor technology. This means that the country with the most advanced chips gains enormous advantages: economic advantages, technological advantages, and military advantages, which is why the global semiconductor industry has become one of the most strategic industries in the world. One of the most surprising aspects of semiconductor production is how globalized the industry has become. Unlike many other industries, no single country controls the entire supply chain. Instead, semiconductor manufacturing relies on a network of specialized companies across several countries. Design software often comes from American companies. Manufacturing equipment comes from firms in the United States, Japan, and Europe. Advanced fabrication occurs in highly specialized factories, and packaging and assembly may occur in different parts of Asia. This complex network has made semiconductor production incredibly efficient, but it has also created vulnerabilities. If even one part of the supply chain is disrupted, global technology production can slow dramatically. And in recent years, the geopolitical importance of this supply chain has become increasingly clear. At the center of the semiconductor world lies one island, a place responsible for producing many of the world's most advanced chips. That place is Taiwan. Taiwan is home to one of the most important technology companies on Earth, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, often called TSMC. TSMC produces cutting-edge chips used in everything from smartphones to advanced military systems. Many of the world's largest technology companies rely on these chips. This makes Taiwan one of the most strategically important locations in the global technology ecosystem. If Taiwan's semiconductor industry were disrupted, the global economy could face severe consequences. This reality has placed Taiwan at the center of the technological competition between Washington and Beijing, because control over semiconductor supply chains can shape the balance of power in the digital age. Despite the global nature of semiconductor production, the United States still holds several critical advantages. Many of the world's most important semiconductor design companies are American. For example, firms like NVIDIA and Intel produce some of the most advanced chip designs in the world. But perhaps even more important is America's control over key manufacturing technologies. Producing advanced chips requires extremely specialized equipment, machines capable of printing microscopic circuits onto silicon wafers. Some of the most sophisticated equipment used in semiconductor fabrication is produced by companies closely connected to American technological ecosystems. This means that even if chips are manufactured elsewhere, key components of the production process still rely on technologies developed by American or allied firms. This technological leverage has become a powerful strategic tool. As competition between the United States and China intensified, Washington began using that leverage more aggressively. One major tool has been export controls. Export controls limit the ability of companies to sell certain technologies to foreign entities. In the context of semiconductors, these restrictions are designed to slow China's ability to produce the most advanced chips. By restricting access to critical manufacturing equipment and design software, the United States aims to maintain a technological advantage. Supporters of this strategy argue that it protects national security. Critics argue that it could accelerate technological decoupling between the two largest economies in the world. Regardless of the debate, one thing is clear. Semiconductors are no longer just commercial products. They are strategic assets in a global technological competition. China has not ignored these developments. In fact, Beijing has launched massive investments in its domestic semiconductor industry. The Chinese government has directed billions of dollars toward building new fabrication plants, training engineers, and developing domestic alternatives to foreign technology. This effort is part of a broader strategy aimed at achieving technological self-sufficiency. Chinese policymakers understand that relying on foreign technology can create vulnerabilities. If access to critical components is restricted, entire industries could be affected. So China is attempting to build its own technological ecosystem, one capable of producing advanced chips without relying on external suppliers. But achieving that goal is extremely difficult, because semiconductor manufacturing is one of the most complex industrial processes ever created. The competition over semiconductor technology has become so intense that many analysts now refer to it as the chip war. It is a struggle not fought with armies, but with research laboratories, supply chains, and industrial policy. Both the United States and China are investing heavily in domestic chip production. Washington has launched initiatives designed to strengthen American semiconductor manufacturing. Meanwhile, Beijing continues expanding its own technological programs. This competition is likely to shape the global technology landscape for years to come, because semiconductors are not just about smartphones or computers. They are about artificial intelligence, advanced weapons, and the digital infrastructure of the future. The semiconductor industry may appear technical and complex, but at its core, the struggle over chips is a struggle over power. The country that leads in semiconductor technology gains a decisive advantage in the technologies that define the modern world, and that is why the competition between the United States and China has become so intense. Because in the digital age, tiny chips can shape the future of global geopolitics. If semiconductors are the foundation of modern technology, then artificial intelligence is the engine that drives it forward. AI is already transforming the world around us. It powers search engines and recommendation systems. It helps doctors diagnose diseases. It drives autonomous vehicles. And increasingly, it is shaping military strategy and national security. Because artificial intelligence has the potential to change the balance of power between nations. For this reason, the AI race has become one of the most important battlegrounds in the technological rivalry between the United States and China. Both countries understand that whoever leads in AI could gain enormous economic and military advantages. And that makes this competition far more than just a race for innovation. It is a race for global influence. Artificial intelligence refers to computer systems that can analyze data, recognize patterns, and make decisions with minimal human intervention. These systems can process enormous amounts of information at incredible speeds, far faster than any human could manage. This ability makes AI useful in a wide range of applications. Financial markets use AI to analyze trends. Medical researchers use AI to study genetic data. Engineers use AI to design more efficient machines. But AI's most powerful applications may lie in areas that affect national security, because artificial intelligence can transform how wars are fought. Military strategists increasingly believe that artificial intelligence could revolutionize warfare. AI systems can analyze battlefield information in real time. They can identify threats faster than human operators, and they can help coordinate complex military operations. Autonomous drones are one example. These systems can navigate terrain, identify targets, and adapt to changing conditions. In the future, AI could help coordinate entire fleets of unmanned vehicles on land, sea, and air. Some analysts believe that future conflicts may involve large numbers of autonomous systems working together through AI networks. This concept is sometimes called algorithmic warfare, and it could change the speed and scale of military operations. For countries seeking strategic advantage, AI development has therefore become a national priority. The United States currently holds strong advantages in artificial intelligence research. Many of the world's leading AI laboratories are based in America. Major technology companies such as Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI have invested heavily in developing advanced AI systems. American universities also play a major role. Institutions across the country produce thousands of AI researchers and engineers every year. This ecosystem of universities, startups, and technology companies has helped the United States remain a leader in artificial intelligence innovation. However, leadership in AI requires more than just talent. It also requires access to data and computing power. And this is where the competition with China becomes particularly intense. China has made artificial intelligence one of its top national priorities. The Chinese government has launched large-scale initiatives designed to accelerate AI research and development. These programs aim to make China a global leader in artificial intelligence. Chinese technology companies have also invested heavily in AI. Companies like Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent are developing advanced machine learning systems used across a variety of industries. China's massive population also generates enormous amounts of digital data that can be used to train AI systems. In many areas, access to large data sets provides a major advantage in developing advanced algorithms, because AI systems improve as they analyze more information. This combination of government support, corporate investment, and large-scale data resources has allowed China's AI sector to grow rapidly. Data is often described as the fuel of artificial intelligence. The more data an AI system can analyze, the more accurate and capable it becomes. This creates an interesting dynamic in the global AI race. Countries with large digital ecosystems generate massive amounts of data every day. Social media activity, online purchases, transportation systems, healthcare records. All of this information can potentially be used to train AI models. Both the United States and China possess enormous digital platforms that generate valuable data, but their approaches to managing this data differ significantly. These differences reflect broader political and cultural systems, and they may influence how artificial intelligence evolves in the future. Artificial intelligence will likely influence nearly every sector of the global economy: manufacturing, finance, transportation, energy, healthcare. Countries that lead in AI development could gain major economic advantages. Their companies could dominate emerging industries. Their militaries could deploy more advanced technologies, and their political influence could expand as other nations adopt their technological standards. This is why both Washington and Beijing view artificial intelligence not just as a commercial opportunity, but as a strategic priority. The AI race is about far more than innovation. It is about shaping the technological foundations of the future world order. Artificial intelligence may become one of the most transformative technologies in human history. It has the potential to revolutionize industries, reshape economies, and redefine military power. And that is why the rivalry between the United States and China has increasingly focused on AI development. Both countries understand what is at stake, because the nation that leads in artificial intelligence could gain a decisive advantage in the technologies of the future. And in the 21st century, technological leadership may be the ultimate form of power. The rivalry between the United States and China is often described as a new Cold War. But unlike the Cold War of the 20th century, this competition is not centered on nuclear weapons. It is centered on technology, microchips, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, space systems, digital infrastructure. These technologies will define economic power, military strength, and global influence in the 21st century, which raises a critical question. Who will win this technological Cold War? Will the United States maintain its long-standing leadership in innovation? Or will China emerge as the dominant technological power of the future? The answer is far from simple, because the outcome of this competition may not produce a single winner. Instead, the world may be entering a new technological era shaped by multiple centers of innovation. Despite growing competition, the United States still holds several powerful advantages in global technology. One of the most important is its innovation ecosystem. American universities remain among the most influential research institutions in the world. These universities attract talented students and scientists from across the globe. Many of the most groundbreaking technological ideas originate in these research environments. Another advantage is the strength of American technology companies. Firms such as Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA have built enormous global influence. They dominate key sectors including software, cloud computing, and advanced semiconductor design. These companies invest billions of dollars in research every year, and their innovations continue to shape global technology trends. The United States also benefits from a network of strong international allies. Countries across Europe and Asia collaborate with American technology industries and research institutions. This global network provides the United States with access to talent, markets, and innovation partnerships. Together, these factors help sustain America's technological leadership. China, however, is pursuing an ambitious technological transformation of its own. Over the past several decades, the country has rapidly expanded its scientific and industrial capabilities. China now produces enormous numbers of engineers and scientists each year. It has invested heavily in research laboratories, technology parks, and advanced manufacturing facilities. The Chinese government has also launched major initiatives aimed at strengthening domestic innovation. These programs focus on industries considered critical for the future: artificial intelligence, quantum computing, advanced robotics, next-generation telecommunications. China's long-term strategy is clear: reduce dependence on foreign technology and build a self-sufficient innovation ecosystem capable of competing with the world's leading economies. This transformation will take time, but China's scale, investment, and strategic focus make it one of the most formidable technological competitors in modern history. One possible outcome of the US-China technology rivalry is the emergence of separate technological ecosystems. Instead of a single global technology network, the world could divide into different technological blocks. Countries aligned with the United States may adopt American technology platforms and standards. Meanwhile, countries aligned with China could integrate with Chinese digital infrastructure and technology systems. This kind of technological division could affect everything from internet platforms to telecommunications networks. It might also influence global trade, data regulations, and digital governance. Such a division would represent a major shift from the highly interconnected global technology environment of the past few decades. In effect, the world could experience a form of technological bipolarity, two major systems competing for influence across the global digital landscape. While current competition often focuses on semiconductors and artificial intelligence, several emerging technologies could also shape the future balance of power. One of these technologies is quantum computing. Quantum computers could potentially solve certain problems far faster than traditional computers. This capability could transform fields such as cryptography, scientific research, and complex modeling. Another important frontier is space technology. Satellites provide communication, navigation, and Earth observation services. Countries that dominate space infrastructure gain significant strategic advantages. Both the United States and China are investing heavily in these emerging technologies, because the next technological breakthrough could redefine global power dynamics. As competition intensifies, another concern emerges: technological escalation. When rival powers compete intensely in strategic technologies, tensions can increase. Restrictions on technology transfers can disrupt global supply chains. Cyber operations can create uncertainty and mistrust. And competition in advanced military technologies could accelerate arms races. Managing these risks will require careful diplomacy and international cooperation, because technological rivalry, if poorly managed, could create instability in an already complex global system. Despite the focus on the United States and China, the future of technology may not be dominated by just two countries. Other regions are also investing heavily in innovation. The European Union is expanding research funding and digital regulation. Countries like Japan and South Korea remain major players in electronics and semiconductor industries. Emerging economies are also developing their own technological capabilities. This suggests that the future global technology landscape could become increasingly multipolar, multiple centers of innovation competing and collaborating across different sectors. Such a world would be more complex than the simple bipolar rivalry of the Cold War, but it could also encourage greater diversity of ideas and innovation. Final conclusion: the technological future. The technological rivalry between the United States and China is one of the defining geopolitical stories of the 21st century. It is a competition not only for economic leadership, but for the power to shape the technologies that will define the future: semiconductors, artificial intelligence, digital infrastructure, quantum computing. These technologies will influence how economies grow, how societies communicate, and how wars may be fought. But unlike traditional conflicts, the outcome of this rivalry may not produce a clear winner. Instead, it may reshape the global technological landscape in ways we are only beginning to understand. Because the real question is not simply who will win the technology race, the real question is how that race will transform the world. And the answer to that question will shape the future of global power for decades to come. If you enjoyed this deep geopolitical analysis, subscribe to Ameriscope, because in our next documentary, we will explore another major question shaping the world: the hidden strategies behind global power.